Santorini volcano latest developments, and we're going to look at the supervolcano of Campi Flegri of Italy, hit by over 350 quakes in a few days. What is going on? Today's report, February 18, as reported by United States Geological Survey, USGS. Today, 2 more earthquakes of magnitude 5.1 were recorded in Santorini, a total of 4 within 36 hours. 4.9 magnitude and 4.9 and 5 magnitude. The flagrant fields Campi Flegri of Italy. A supervolcano is a large caldera with a diameter 13 kilometers near Naples. In Italy, seismic activity has also increased with 350 quakes in one day, something that has not happened for over 40 years. Let's remember that Naples, south of it, also has Mount Vesuvius volcano that erupted 39 AD. Now, however, the countries and people are not worried about this. Everyone continues to snack on fresh grass, except for the straw they've stored. But the volcanologists on the couch are already sounding the alarm loudly. But who's listening to them? Specifically, astronomers specializing in topics such as the sun and sunspots or solar flares correlate extraordinary solar activity with the outbreak of earthquakes and volcanic eruptions in activity. Thus, they have recorded on paper the years of the most famous solar minima. 1, the end of the great Minoan solar maximum 3,600 years ago. And that's just about when the Santorini volcano had a super eruption of VEI7. VEI7 magnitude, the year 1600 BC. 2, the Oort solar minimum, 11th century Oort minimum. Number 3, the Sporer solar minimum, 16th century, called the Sporer minimum. 4, the Maunder solar minimum, 1650. And here now, this modern solar minimum that we have now. The first 4 solar minima are the years when serious eruptions occurred in the Santorini volcano. And now, too, a very strong and very strange solar minimum has appeared on the Sun, our star. Since the beginning of the year, solar eruptions and solar winds, solar flares, etc. have been occurring. Dutch Sense, known to all armchair volcanologists, also draw attention to the intense seismic activity of the Alpine mobile belt, but he does not see it as a belt but as an incomprehensible standing wave with a clear magnitude of 5 Richter scale at the peaks. And the video here shows what a standing wave means, usually using various examples. Now, of course, the main question arises: what is causing this intense seismic activity, and where and how will it end? There's no answer to this question yet, so let's turn our attention to Mr. Kadir Sevinkan, a researcher of Greek mythology from Turkey, who puts forward a very interesting theory, a prehistoric version according to which the Peloponnese, Rhodes, and Crete were in the recent past part of the land. But one day, around the time when Moses was leading the Jews across the Red Sea, the gods began to quarrel among themselves, and the battles between the gods began, and one of them launched a huge asteroid into the area of present-day island of Santorini. The islands were moved away, the caldera that was created filled with seawater, and became the Aegean Sea. But the asteroid is still there, and maybe there is not even an asteroid there. We can't confirm or deny this theory, except perhaps to recall Mr. Piat Tibrat, who said that something similar happened in the Black Sea, and considering the strange love that UFOs have for the vents of volcanoes, where they constantly fly in and out, then anything is possible. Perhaps the battles between the gods have really resumed on Earth and are now raising their ships from the mantle of the Earth. The medieval samurai of Japan, who were very capable fighters, did not really like night battles, as they preferred to settle their pending accounts in broad daylight. But if for one reason or another they were forced to fight at night, the samurai would set fire to neighboring villages to illuminate the battlefield instead of using torches. So if this is what people fighting other people did, then why wouldn't some of the warring gods who decided to light up the place of their duel, the place of their final tournament, do exactly the same. We cannot tell these thoughts on this matter comforting, so we will follow the developments. Now, translators comment, the author of the article correlates earthquakes and volcanoes with solar activity, and rightly so. Many scientists have written many books on the subject of the sun and earthquakes or volcanoes, and the writer says, I quote articles about this relationship. Seismic activity and the activity of the volcano are directly related to the unusual phenomena that occur on the sun. The volcano of Santorini is waking up, but perhaps it has a direct relationship with the phenomena occurring on the sun, with unusual sunspots, huge solar eruptions, the erupting solar storm that in certain places broke the Earth's electromagnetic field, which protects us, as leading American, NASA, and Russian scientists warned us, and we recorded in time in our articles about a month ago, in early January 2025, entitled, Something Serious is Happening to the Sun, Powerful Flares, which should be reread. The authors are leading American and Russian scientists experts. The cause of the activation of the Santorini volcano may have a direct relationship with solar activity, which is in a state of excitement. Something serious is happening on the sun and powerful flares. In this article, Russian and American leading scientists had pointed out in time that the completely unusual phenomena observed on the sun are a harbinger of major geological events and catastrophes whose cause might be sought in the sun. Scientists warn, in 2025, the sun enters an extremely unstable state, which can be led to a series of space storms and magnetic storms on Earth. According to expert forecasts, solar activity will reach a wartime level, which is much more dangerous than the usual solar maximum. During this time, giant coronal holes have been observed on the surface of the sun, which can cause extremely powerful magnetic storms on our planet. Scientists have already observed similar phenomena in the past. These coronal holes in the sun, in our opinion, were the cause of the disappearance of the atmosphere of Mars, and now they are sounding the alarm, warning about 2025 on Earth. Earth is in a fever. It's all about solar cycles. And the image taken by AIA telescope on the SDO satellite, Solar Astronomy Laboratory. Free Press, December 30th, 2024, said, never before in the century have scientists predicted so many disasters as in 2025. Severe floods, volcanoes, earthquakes are just a small part of what scientists believe our planet will face in the near future. Scientists predict many global disasters that could happen next year. These are mainly powerful solar and magnetic storms. This is due to the fact that in 2025, the 11-year cycle of the solar activity ends. American experts from NASA are also worried. They believe that the sun has reached the peak of its 25-year sunspot activity. During such periods, volcanoes are activated on Earth. In the past, all known volcanic winters occurred during these years. For example, in 1816, the eruption of Mount Tabora caused abnormal weather conditions. Snow fell in Bavaria in the summer, and sheared sheep froze to death in the summer in the USA. If something like this happens this year, 2025, it could cause a serious blow to the collapsing economies of many countries. Please leave your comments about this. Thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.